to American Popular Song Today, episode 10! What a milestone! Friends of the show, thank you for watching and encouraging me and Teddy to keep this up. Here's to another 10 episodes! As you can see, we're making a little party to celebrate. I have some grape juice, Teddy has some cookies. You like these? These are good. We have a nice banner. A little extravagance every now and then is not uncalled for. Plus, instead of the subscribe song, we'll have a special new song at the end of the video, so stay tuned all the way to the finish. Today we're talking about No Tears Left to Cry, the latest hit single from Ariana Grande, written by some super impressive songwriters, including none other than Mr. Hitmaker himself, Max Martin. There's almost too much interesting stuff going on here, so we better get to it. Theme song, please! No Tears Left to Cry begins with a half chorus and then moves into the verse. As we hit the verse, you might notice that the music has a new sound.
Picking it up, I'm loving, I'm living, I'm picking it up. I'm picking it up, picking it up. I'm loving, I'm living, I'm picking it up. I'm picking it up, picking it up. I'm living, so we turn it up.
One of the big reasons for that different sound is that the chorus and the verse are in different keys. That's right, a key change only 23 seconds into the song. Key changes are extremely powerful tools, but they're also one of the most poorly understood features of popular music. That's because when we talk about key changes in popular music, most of us are only thinking about one type, which is what I call the big finish key change. It's the one where a few minutes into the number, we kick the chorus up a pitch or two to bring the song to a dramatic climax. Probably the most beloved key change of all time is a big finish key change in Whitney Houston's cover of the Dolly Parton tune, I Will Always Love You.
I wish you love. And I will always love you.
The long pause heightens the drama, but of course it's the key change that makes it so thrilling. Another great example of the big finish key change, Michael Jackson, The Man in the Mirror.
If you wanna make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and make that shine. Starting with the
Notice, by the way, that the key change happens on the word change, doing what the lyrics say, just like we talked about last time. Of course, the honor of the most jaw-dropping big finish key change goes to Beyonce for Love on Top. She kicks up the key at the end, and then again, and again, and again, every 20 seconds. These big finish key changes are the types of key changes we know and love, and there are so many good examples. Mariah Carey at the end of Always Be My Baby, kicking the chorus up a half step. The Backstreet Boys at the end of I Want It That Way, kicking the chorus up a whole step. Celine Dion in My Heart Will Go On, blowing everyone out of the water and kicking the chorus up a major third, which is basically like what Mariah did times 4. All of these songs end with revitalizing key changes, as memorable as the song itself, that help to make material we've heard before sound fresh and new. But there's another way that key changes are used in popular music, which is much less conspicuous and much less appreciated. Using a key change to distinguish parts of the song. A verse from a chorus from a bridge. In other words, these key changes are not making old material sound fresh like the big finish key change. These key changes are making new material sound even newer. There are a few ways to do this, so we'll listen to some examples. First, Elton John in I'm Still Standing begins in the minor key for the introduction, then switches to the parallel major key for the verse. Listen. When Elton gets to the chorus, he switches back to the minor.
And if you need to know while I'm still standing, you just fade away. Don't you know I'm still standing?
What an effect! It's like the sun rising and setting on the song. Don't let the sun go down on me, Elton. The same type of thing happens in I Saw the Sign. Ace of Base begins in the minor key for the introduction and then, like turning on a light, switches to the major key for the verse. between light and dark by going between major and minor keys is a really neat effect. But major to minor is not the only tool in the key change toolbox. Like the big finish key change, we can also move the key up or down. The up or down key change is much easier to hear at the end of the tune when we're kicking up a familiar chorus for the big finish, and much harder to hear when we're using it to differentiate parts of the song. Why is that? Well, if you say the same thing, if you say the same thing, if you say the same thing, and you keep going up, it's obvious. But in fact, if you listen, I might change the register of my voice several times in this sentence and it won't call attention to itself in the same way because I'm saying different things. Wow! The point is, we can use those refreshing end of the tune key changes earlier in the tune to distinguish sections of the song from each other, and it'll have the same refreshing effect without making everyone in the room go, key change! A brilliant example comes again from Elton John, this time in Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. Listen for the refreshing key change. Here's another one, George Harrison, Something.
Don't want to leave it now. You know I believe in how. You're asking me will my love.
While we're on the Beatles, Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds.
Lucy in the sky with diamonds. Picture yourself on a...
In each case, the key change happens as we move from one section of the song into another, helping to make the new section sound fresh and interesting. That's the type of key change we have in No Tears Left to Cry. Although the opening chorus begins in C major, notwithstanding that it opens on a minor chord, the music suddenly shifts into A major for the verse.
Right now, I'm in a state of mind. Picking it up, I'm loving, I'm living, I'm picking it up, I'm picking it up, picking it up, loving, I'm living, so we turn it up.
We already expect the verse to provide some different material than the chorus, and the key change helps to deliver on that expectation in a very big way. Teddy and I would love to know, what are your favorite pop music key changes? Put them in the comments. Don't be afraid, we want to know. Another thing I love about this number is that it begins with the chorus. Usually we begin with an introduction and a verse, but this time the verse will have to wait. It's not unheard of to begin with the chorus. Ariana herself does it at the beginning of Side to Side.
I've been here all night, Ariana. I've been here all day, Nicki Minaj. And boy, you got me walking side to side.
From Can't Buy Me Love to Heaven is a Place on Earth, songwriters have been upsetting our expectations and beginning with the chorus for a long time. In fact, for some reason, beginning with the chorus was all the rage in 2014. Meghan Trainor did it.
Because you know I'm all about that bass, no trouble.
Taylor Swift.
'Cause baby, now we got bad blood.
Walk the Moon.
Don't you dare look back, just keep your eyes on me. I said you're holding back. She said shut up and dance with me.
What a great year. There are lots of benefits to starting with the chorus. It gives the people what they want because the catchiest part of the song comes right away. It also takes a best foot forward approach, which might be particularly wise if your other foot, the verse, is not that strong. But I think the best reason to start with the chorus is that it gives the writers more opportunity to play with the chorus. As a rule of thumb, the chorus doesn't change much in the tune. In fact, that consistency, same music, same lyrics, is part of how we recognize it. Sure, maybe if we're very fancy, we'll kick up the key at the end or add some vocal variation, but the first few choruses will more or less be a copy and paste job. Using the chorus as the introduction allows the writer a unique opportunity to play with that material. We might get a partial version of the chorus, like in Can't Buy Me Love, or we might get an underarranged version, like Bad Blood. Both of those things are happening here. Ariana begins with a partial chorus, namely the first half of the chorus, and it's arranged very ethereally.
Right now, I'm in a state of mind.
It's always exciting to hear these kinds of variations, and it's one of the very best things about No Tears Left to Cry. A couple more things that I love about this number. We talked last time about how satisfying it is when the music does what the lyrics say. And here, Ariana says she's picking it up, and the music picks up.
Picking it up, I'm loving, I'm living, I'm picking it up. I'm picking it up, I'm loving, I'm living, I'm picking it up. I'm picking it up, picking it up.
Ooh. I also love how in lieu of a bridge, the writers play with the last chorus and turn the first half of it into a mashup of the chorus and the pre-chorus. You'll hear the music of the chorus, but lyrics from the pre-chorus. actually really amazing. But I'm not gonna go on about that today. Instead, let's talk about some things that aren't so successful. First, English teachers the world over must be pulling their hair when Ariana says she's in a state of mind she wants to be in, like, all the time. Here's the thing. The best lyrics are those that sound like things we might actually say. But that doesn't mean we can't polish it up a bit. At minimum, good writing eliminates what I call filler words. Words like really and just that don't add meaning. Filler words are only there to fill in the gaps and make the lyric fit to the melody, and they are the hallmark of sloppy writing. It's hard to imagine now, but No Tears Left to Cry easily could have been written without the word like. Holding out the previous word a little bit longer would have eliminated the filler word without sacrificing any of the melody's power. But having conquered spoken English, the gratuitous like is apparently something we have to look out for in lyrics now too. Maybe next week we'll get a top 10 hit featuring the word Somebody should have said something to prevent this lyrical travesty. Another troubling thing is the reference to the Notorious B.I.G's brilliant song Juicy. Here's Ariana.
And if you don't know the name, know the day.
And here's Biggie.
And if you don't know, now you know.
This is one of Biggie Smalls' most famous lyrics, and it's naive to think you can say if you don't know, now you know without having everyone in the room suddenly think of the Notorious B.I.G. That's reinforced by the fact that in both songs, this is the line that directly leads into the chorus. So we have to ask, what's Biggie got to do with any of this? Generally speaking, references to other songs and other artists is a great technique. It helps make us aware of the interconnectedness of the songs and the artists. But it's not so good if the reference you're making has nothing to do with what you're talking about. No Tears Left to Cry is a song about getting over your ex and moving on. Juicy and the Ascent of Biggie Smalls is by any stretch of the imagination totally unrelated. It's like interjecting a reference to I Am the Walrus. Great song, brilliant band, not sure why you want me to think about that right now. The awkward reference to Juicy may sound good, but look for meaning and it's a wild goose chase. Good lyrics do not send you on wild goose chases. So in sum, No Tears Left to Cry demonstrates sheer musical brilliance and expertise, but unfortunately doesn't have lyrics to match. Next week, Camila Cabello, Never Be the Same.
It's you, babe, and I'm a sucker for the way that you move, babe.
Please remember to leave a comment with your favorite pop song key change, and please remember to subscribe. I get a little notice when you do, and it makes my day. Thanks for watching, and tell a friend. If you like what you heard, and tell a friend. Help to spread the word. Say Matt and Teddy every week have interesting things to say on American popular song today. Da 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 da. Subscribe.